What's up, guys? Back again with another video. So, today's topic, we're going to be talking about something thrilling, a big questionable revelation, big debate, those type of topics I love to do. We're going to be talking about America is Babylon. So, as time goes on, rumors of wars is happening in our time of day, things are getting more intense. So I thought this was a good time to talk about relevant things, which I love to do. So, many people think, Babylon is, it could be America, that Babylon could be Iran, Babylon could be Rome, like Babylon could just be this religious spiritual idea of being led astray. So it's so many ideas, doctrines of Babylon, and then most people don't even think Babylon exists right now anyway. Um, so it's this was one of the this is not one of the biggest projects I have done. And for me to live in America and just to challenge myself to see that if America could be this place of destruction, it was definitely overwhelming. But this is one of the funnest. Well, it is the funnest topic I have ever did on this channel, and I thought my second video of the angelical race, the judgment of the fallen angels, that was very fun too. But this one, I mean, just learning the history of everything is just was just fascinating. Um, and then this got 3,500 words, so I yeah, I had to go through a lot of precepts. I had to get like a lot of information outside of the Bible, for America, for the history of Babylon, and I had to go back, all the way to like 2000 BC and all that. So it was kind of crazy. Um, but I'm excited. What I'm saying, because I'm tired as crap. I'm still be working like 60 hours a week and all that. So it's been hectic, but we gonna get right into it. Okay, whew. Let me drink this up real quick. You know what I'm saying? All right. So if we look back to the beginning of Abraham, his father Terah, if we go to Genesis chapter 11, verse 27. So the land of his birth is Ur of the Chaldeans. So Ur of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were people living in the land of Ur. Ur was in southern Mesopotamia. The father of Abraham lived 205 years. So around that time, this was very a short time of living, and this is why when you look into like Egyptian history, most of these gods were known as gods because they was kings and queens for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like hundreds of years and all that. But anyway, so yeah, so Abraham's father lived 205 years. So all of this is around 200 BC. So if we go into the history of the land they were in, Ur at this time just so happened to be the largest city in the world. So God ain't just God ain't just picking some random guy that's surprised by all this. He's picking some. Abraham just wasn't just a regular guy. Basically, is what I'm saying. So around this time, around 2000 BC, being the largest city in the world, it had around 65K population. So of course that's normal today, but that's like a big city near a major city. And things like that. So was known for his ways of comfort living, okay, and his wealth. Actually, they were the main trading routes across the region. So was this is that city, guys. They was number one, okay. They was wealth, comfort living, okay. And they was the main trading routes across the region. It kind of sounds like a beginning of America. Okay, now around this time, its political power uh, started to become less a knowledge. I mean, guys, I mean, if we compare our time of day of America to now, I mean, if we're just reading this, I mean, our comparison, but it's maintained its wealth and economics prowess, importing through Persian Gulf. We understand God took Abraham and his people out of the land of Ur. So around this timeline, alright, it seems like God either saved them from destruction or from future captivity. Because during that time, Ur-Nama, who was reigning, okay, so Ur-Nama was the king reigning in the land of Ur. Okay, this is literally in the time when Abraham was there. This is the king that was reigning when God took Abraham um, out of the earth of the Chaldeans. And so Ur-Mama, this is the time of, Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia prime. Like this is when this nation was at its prime since it existed, and this is a very ancient city. So Abraham is at the time of the earth's existence, at the time of his life, he is at very unique times, just very unique times right now. Abraham is, and this is you wouldn't think that crazy because it's the first book of the Bible and things like that, but actually this is like a movie starting off good, and you would have to know about that time to know this. So Abraham's father and his family were living in unique times. Nama produced the first law of the first code of law recorded in history. Guys, this is crazy. But this is all facts. I know. I was just shocked by all of this. He was involved in two major wars around this time. He was invaded both times. Now, he won the first battle, but the short-lived kingdom fell when two cities invaded the land, which includes the Elamites, okay, and the Chaldeans, and he was defeated. This would be close to the Neo-Babylonian Empire, or even the third dynasty of Ur. And this king inspired great technology and arts, which is why his reign is one of the most documented periods in the ancient world. This city itself, from 2000 to 1600 BC, it remained relevant and the most educated. So, guys, okay, let's pause. Guys, basically, okay, let's just say nothing is new under the sun, man. Do not sleep, okay, on your ancestor times, your ancient worlds, and if you want to say that we evolved, like that we evolved. I mean, let's take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, so we understand in the book of Second Kings, tribe of Judah failed by many nations, including the Chaldeans. This was done as a form of judgment from God to his own people. So if we read Second Kings chapter 25, verse 26, and all the people, both great and small, and the captains of the armies arose and came to Egypt, for they were afraid of the Chaldeans. So guys, they went back to Egypt, bro. Some of them went back to Egypt, bro. That is wild because they were so scared of the Chaldeans. In other translations, the Chaldeans are referred to as Babylon. This setting was around 850 BC. Babylon themselves fell in 539 BC to Cyrus the Great, a Persian king. So if we read Isaiah 45, verse 1, this is what the Lord says to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I take up to subdue nations before him, to strike kings of their armor, to to open doors before him so the gates would not be shut. This is the favor of God's chosen people who was overthrown by the Babylonians because Cyrus would set them free. In Isaiah 45 verse 4, for the sake of Jacob, my servant, of Israel, my chosen, I summon you by name and bestow you a title of honor, though you do not acknowledge me. So let's read this again. For the sake of Jacob, my servant, of Israel, my chosen, I summon you by name and bestow you a title of honor, though you do not acknowledge me. So, guys, Cyrus wasn't even, a necessarily believer of this God of the Bible. God came to him, and Cyrus the Great didn't even know God. This was the unique thing about it. But guys, this was all predicted about 200 years before Cyrus the Great actually invaded Babylon. This is in the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah is around 740 BC. And Babylon got overthrown by the Persians 539 BC. So if we read, the question is, like, what's going on in Babylon that God sends an army to save his people? Maybe captivity, but if we go to Isaiah 45 verse 20, gather together and come, assemble, you fortify from the nations. Ignorant are those who carry about idols of wood, who pray to gods that cannot save. So Israel were put into captivity that was involved in worshiping gods. That makes sense because we understand Babylon is known for its Babylonian gods and goddesses. In the book of Jeremiah, in the time of Judah captivity in Babylon, Jeremiah was there right before Babylon was going to fall. How do Egypt fit into all of this? Israel was first slaves to them, right? Well, Revelation 11:8, speaking of Babylon, that is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. We are going to go into the characteristics of the time of their fall. Alright, so we understand that one of the gods they were worshiping was the Queen of Heaven during the Babylonian captivity. So if we go to Jeremiah 7 verse 18, the children gather wood and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women kneel their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, to pour out drink offerings unto God, that they might provoke me to anger. So guys, be careful with your, traditions and things like that. Because that basically almost sounds like Christmas, if you ask me. Don't we gotta and this is I'm not no crazy religious guy. I mean, if you know me, if you know my channel, you know I'm not really under no crazy religious code. But I'm just saying, if we just read this, just read it simple. Don't that sound like Christmas? Don't we gather wood? Don't we like make cookies and milk right there for Santa, for Santa come down the chimney? And I don't know, but be careful with your traditions, because what we try to say, oh well, God know our hearts, he's probably like, okay, yeah, you're evil. But if you go to Jeremiah 45 verse 17, we will certainly do everything we said we would. We will burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and we will pour out drink offerings to her, just as we and our ancestors, our kings and our officials did in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. At that time, we had plenty of food, we were well off, and suffered no harm. So, because of their comfort living, guys, they decided to start to worship these other gods, guys. Alright, so they're basing the comfortability of their life to justify falling into other traditions to worship other gods, and they fell away from their own. So this is like, it's kind of crazy what a good life could do to your character. I mean, it can really set you apart. But this is all Mesopotamia territory. So a well-known goddess deriving from Mesopotamia within Babylon culture was goddess Ishtar. Ishtar is also known as the Queen of Heaven. Judah also sacrificed children. The people of Judah have done evil in my eyes, declare the Lord. They have set up their detestable idols in the house that bears my name and have defiled it. They have built the high places in the valleys of Ben to burn their sons and daughters in the fire, something I did not command, nor did it enter my mind. And that's Jeremiah 7, verse 30 to 31. So guys, in the book of Isaiah, we later find out that the tribe of Judah did this crazy ritual to Baal. How is Baal connected to Babylon? Well, in 2018 of June, human remains were found in Turkey, which is ancient Mesopotamia. This dates back to around 3K BC. We understand that this is the region where humanity developed greatly. Baal is of Semitic language. Baal is the gods of Canaanites, where God chose Abraham to go from Ur of the Chaldeans. This is probably why God gave Abraham that lesson of sacrificing his son. Abraham was all around this practice in his day. Alright, so while Baal was also called Baal, so Baal, B-A-A-L, was also called Baal, B-E-L. Mesopotamian had a god who was later called Baal. That would be Marduk. That would make sense because Jeremiah even mentions his name. If we go to Jeremiah 52, declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded. Merodach is broken into pieces. Her idols are confronted. Her image are broken into pieces. So Merodach is one of the names of Marduk. Apparently, Marduk is known to have about 50 names. Marduk is a Babylonian god, okay, who was the highest, longest chief deity reigning over the Mesopotamia. This is, of course, mythology to our modern times, but these nations, okay, of this region were religiously, practicing, their way of living to these gods. By knowing more about their gods, we can understand the ways of the people. Alright, but there are a few problems here, guys, that I came across. Like, everything was going good. I was learning about the history, learning about, how crazy people are, things of that nature. But guys, there's things I just, I had to pause at. So, on many people's channel, and I have good teachers that I watch sometimes, but, what I seem to notice that, people have a lot to say that America is Babylon, but they don't seem to bring up slavery. And I think, if y'all going to claim that America is in the Bible, I believe slavery, because, that's really how America was built, off of slaves. I believe y'all need to fit that in to find America. Well, I wasn't really trying to do that because, that is, to me, what's done is done in my eyes, and we're on to relevant future. So my purpose wasn't to go to those length of things. But reading Deuteronomy 28, let's just see. So if we just go to just, I picked out a few verses so we can read it, guys. If we go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 24, then the Lord will scatter you among all nations, from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship other gods, gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your ancestors have known. So let's take out the normal things out this verse, okay? Now, worship other gods, okay? We know they've been doing this, so this is nothing crazy unique. Okay, gods of wood and stone. Okay, this is nothing unique either. We know that they built, goat and calves. We know that they They this is what they do. They be building gods for no reason at all. But this is when it gets weird. It's which neither you nor your ancestors have known. That is weird. What another thing is that's weird is from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, now this is just talking about scattering. Now if we go to verse 20, if we go to verse 68 of Deuteronomy 28, the Lord will send you back in ships to Egypt on a journey I said you should never make again. There you will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you. So if we go to verse 49 of Deuteronomy 28, the Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, from the ends of the earth, like an eagle, swooping down a nation whose language you will not understand. Now, assuming that this is just talking about Egypt, right, guys? They're going to understand the language of Egypt. Also, Egypt is not from the ends of the earth, guys. So, where in this Bible, if not the Babylonian captivity, does this situation happen? Guys, it didn't happen in the Bible. So what I'm basically saying is, we got something wrong here, guys. All right, we have situations to where the only way we can see if this is true, guys, if we try to find this in the Bible. So where do we find the Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, from ends of the earth, like an eagle swooping down, a nation whose language you would not understand? When did that happen in the time of the Bible? It never did. Did that happen did that happen through the Babylonian captivity? No. If we had to grab in history, go through all of history, and try to fit this into history, where do that fit at the most? You know where it fit at the most. It fits Christopher Columbus coming from the ends of the earth to come against us. Okay? Now, look at the eagle, guys. The only country to fit this description in history is America. We also know an eagle in this time of day represents America. Now, America, okay, connections to Egypt. Well, we can start off from the Washington Monument, guys. All right. So we have 12 structures of them around the U.S., but in Washington D.C., we have the largest on Earth. It's a obelisk, an ancient Egyptian known statue that the Bible depicts in the book of Leviticus, telling the Israelites not to make scarred pillars, guys. Before I go on, I'm not a part of the Hebrew Israelite movement that hates all white people. I love my white people, and yeah, I do. And you know, because I know, you know, the basically what I'm saying, America is Babylon. You know, the Hebrew Israelites, you know, they be saying that out on the streets, you know. But you know, even though you know it's kind of seeming like America's Babylon as I go on, I'm not part of those people, you know. Um, I'm just giving you guys facts, okay? Everything I said is research and facts. You can pause me every sentence, put it on Google. It's going to be right there. There's nothing I'm saying out of the whack. There's no reason for me to want America to be Babylon. There's no reason for I'm living in America, okay? I don't want it to push you to think it's going to be destroyed. I don't want it to be destroyed, okay? But you know, God wants what He wants, and He's going to get what He's going to get. And He's going to do what He's going to do in the righteous matter. So whatever He wants, I am with. I understand that the great multitude consists of all nations, tribes, and language. Those who are beheaded out of the great multitude will come back to life and reign with Jesus for 1,000 years. So this is what the Hebrew Israelite movement do not get. Like if they read Revelation 7, they read Revelation 20. You got groups in heavens with hearts, all nations, tribes, languages, guys, in heaven. And then you have those who are beheaded, who died for Christ, will come back and reign with Christ for 1,000 years. So, guys, these beheaded can be any race. You understand? Those beheaded mark of the people of a mark of the beast can be any race. Now, notice how tribes is included. Because the great multitude consists of all nations, tribes, people, and language. Now, notice how tribes is included. Well, those tribes are of Israel. This is the only term of tribes we're talking about here. Remember, it's 12,000 out of the tribes. So the rest is included inside the great multitude. You understand, my people? But anyway, am I saying that Africans are the chosen people since, America in history said that they took us from Africa? Well, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of not. First, no. Okay, Africans are not the chosen ones of God. Okay, just like the Egyptians wasn't the chosen ones of God. Guys, especially back in that day, in the Israelite days, guys, the Egyptians were black people. But I do believe we were taken from Africa. You gotta understand, Israel, as far as the nation and nationality, was the chosen ones of God. But guys, everyone around here was black. African, Egypt, like they was all black. So we just can't say, that only black people are chosen ones of God. When around this time, we go back in history, everybody was black, and this is why we get in our identity mixed up. Like y'all trying to claim y'all Egyptians, and guys, you sound retarded almost. You literally sound borderline insane. And then you guys want to practice, the African spirituality of things, and you're doing the same. You want to say that, oh, this is what our ancestors used to do. Y'all want to be smart. You think you know your history, and you only read 2 pages of a Google top 10 list, and you guys so claim, identity, and that you guys are doing the same thing as your ancestors, and you're right, you are doing the same thing as your ancestors. You're doing the same thing that they did to get them in those earthquakes, guys, because they are disobeying the Father, going out of boundaries. Okay, the same thing you're doing today, trying to get into practices called New Age religion. But, that's a different topic. So we understand that the best sailors of ancient history is the Phoenicians. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I'll say that Phoenicians are Phoenicians or whatever. They are ultimately the Canaanites, guys. Okay, so you can't make this stuff up, people. Now, remember, guys, the Hebrews was next door to all of these people, guys. Hebrews was with the Canaanites around this time, guys, and these Canaanites were the best sellers, okay, of ancient history. This is all recorded, guys. Guys, Christopher Columbus is not the first person to discover America, okay? Alright, now I'm about to go down the line. I'm about to go down crazy facts, okay? But guys, Christopher Columbus is not the first person to discover America. Guys, the first person to discover America, okay, it probably will never be found because the first person God know historically to find America is Christopher Columbus. But there's no documented first person because, guys, this America been found, bruh. This America was probably a secret for a few hundred years after it's been found, and that's why Christopher Columbus was doing what he was doing. I believe the reason why Mystery Babylon is called Mystery Babylon because there was a time period when America, this land, was a secret, guys. But that's another story. That's all conspiracy and cool type. You feel me? But he's not the second. Okay, Christopher Columbus is not the third, and I even doubt he's the fourth, guys. America was discovered in the BC days. Okay, I fight for 600 BC. Others might fight differ, but whatever. That's why God said He'll bring us back to Egypt, even though He's clearly not talking about the same location. So who is the Jews there? Well, they are the Romans that overthrew, guys. So the Jews we're looking at, okay, right now in Israel. Now I'm giving you clear evidence, so I can clearly say this now, guys. They are clearly the fake Jews. They are the Romans, guys, that overthrew. Okay. Now I think that was in either 30 AD or 70 AD. I be getting my years confused, but it's either one of those histories. You can just look it up, and I know it's either 70 AD or 30 AD. But yeah, Romans overthrew us or whatever, and we scattered once again. So when we scattered, guys, the Romans stayed. Guys, they are the fake Jews, guys. Them people were never on ships of slaves. This is, guys, is all. This is called history, guys. You can, yeah, they went through some hard times with Hitler, guys. But as far as them being slaves on ships, never happened, my people. That only happened to the race in America, guys. Now, guys, to go even deeper, so there have been Hebrew tablets found in America, even of the 1800s. Guys, they found one that were identical to the one in Israel. Guys, isn't that about something? Now, the latest that they found is called Back Creek Stone. Guys, we were overthrown in this land. Now, Martin Luther King made a speech about we were here before the Pilgrims. We were here before the Declaration of Independence. That's his speech called The Other America. This explains many things. The racism and affliction. Okay? That's unique to America. The cops are still killing us. But how does this have to do with Babylon? Well, we understand that Babylon will rise again in the last days because it is mentioned in the book of Revelation. We know the book of Revelation is for the end times. So basically what I'm saying is, guys, any historians can say anything they want about the book of Revelation. They can say every event happened already. But they cannot tell you that anything happened to Babylon, okay, around that time, because Babylon already fell in 39 BC, and that's the last time Babylon fell. That's the last recording of the city of Babylon falling. That was their last defeat. So this Babylon is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. As we know, Babylon fell by the Persians. Did the Persians have allies during this time? Not necessarily. I believe the Medes. I believe that the Medes, no, because Persians around this time, now they had built the Persian Empire with another nation of the Medes. But the Persians have overthrown the Medes, and after that, they overthrew Babylon. So around this time, Persians didn't have no allies in 539 BC. So guys, now if this is like the Germany and the Soviet Union deal, because the Germany and Soviet Union started out together. They had this deal. But Germany turned on Soviet Union. Well, that's what happened with the Persian Empire. The Persians turned on the Medes, and so there's no way that they had allies taking over Babylon. But if we read in Jeremiah 51 verse 2, okay, why does in Jeremiah Babylon is falling by several nations? And it says, and we will send unto Babylon famines guys, that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the days of trouble they shall be against her round about. So first of all, the first verse of Jeremiah 51 talks about a destroying wind, and these are fanners. So guys, what is a device? Okay, what is a weapon in that time of day that can empty a land, that is described as a fanner, and that creates a destroying wind? Because this is not talking about a natural disaster, guys. This is not talking about, the weather, guys. This is talking about a weapon. This is talking about, a make from men. All right. So if we go to Jeremiah 51, verse 27, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpets among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call all together against her the kingdoms of three kingdoms that I'm not about to try to pronounce. Appoint a captain against her, and the horses come up as the rough caterpillars. Guys, now when the horses come up as a rough caterpillars, because caterpillars, be standing up. Well, guys, that's what the horse is going to do. They're going to stand up and fall. But guys, this hasn't happened in history to Babylon. Also, there's no mentions of the Persians in these Jeremiah 51 verses. Okay, so I'm claiming that America is Babylon, but who could the Medians be? All right, so hold on. So we're gonna see here. So if I'm saying it right, Medes. I think I'm saying it right. The Medites or whatever. So understand that by the time Cyrus the Great invaded Babylon, he already defeated the Medes in 549 BC. So he defeated the Medites, 10 years before he overthrew Babylon, Cyrus the Great. Okay, he overthrew King, I don't know how to pronounce, but I'm gonna spell it because knowing these kings is very important. You can quickly go to the timeline of the people when you know where the kings are. So I'm gonna spell it out. It's King Astyyages. Yeah, I know, right? How do you think I'm spelling it? So what am I saying, guys? So the Midites never led an army without the Persians to destroy Babylon, guys. So in Jeremiah 51, the Medes are they're going to Babylon, guys. They're leading, guys. This never happened in history, guys. The Medes was always under the Persians, guys. They didn't really have that. In that time of day, there's no way that the Medes could ever try to contest Babylon in that time of day by themselves. So guys, in Jeremiah 51, all of this is like, what the heck, So guys, the Medes are Aryan originates, guys. So this time of day, there is an ancient city of the Aryan people that seems to date back all the way to 4K BC. So what happens is, in our day, they found an ancient city, that is that made the people of the Medes that we're reading about right now. Because it's ultimately the Medes who destroys Babylon, and we're trying to figure out in this time of day who these Medites are. So this this ancient city that they found in our modern day city, and after researching all the resources that they found there, they understand that this city even goes back to all the way 4000 BC. Guys, this was located in Russia. Yeah. By reading verse 2, how can Russia be fanners to America? Well, guys, these are very simple questions here, my people. I believe when a nuke hits the ground, the explosion spreads across the land. Now, I mean, when you want to talk about a destroying wind, that is about as a destroying wind you could get when we're not talking about natural disaster. Um, Guys, what in history can fan a land? Okay, only in this time of day we have such a weapons. Okay, but we compare the Washington Monument to Egypt, but how do we compare America to Babylon? As simple. Well, let's look at the Lady of Liberty. So the website of the Congregational Medal of Honor Society, one of the Medal of Honor medals have the symbol of the Lady of Liberty. It states that that the Lady of Liberty is the imagery of Semiramis, the Queen of Babylon. Also, many historians compare her to the Roman goddess Freedom Libertas. Now that name is in Latin, but understand that Libertas, which is the Roman goddess, is originally Ishtar. Guys, okay, Libertas, okay, who is the Lady of Liberty, now we understand that she represents freedom. Guys, well, Libertas, okay, which is the Roman goddess, who is a shoot off from Ishtar, was freedom of prostitution. She's also regarded as the mother of harlots. Guys, this fits the description of Mystery Babylon, which is in Revelation, which is speaking of the end times. So, guys, if we go to Revelation 7, verse 5, the name written on her forehead was a mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. So, if we look at America, America revenues $1 billion porn industry. Okay, America also produced 65 of pornography to the world, guys. I mean, when you want to talk about sick stuff, I mean, that's sick. Um, Revelation 18, verse 3. And all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications. And the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her. And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her uh, indulgent pleasure. So, guys, now we can do two things this week to compare this fornication stuff. Okay, we can also look at the most declined numbers in marriages that's happening in America. This explains all the broken families, especially within the black community, guys. Sex before marriage is always risky. Okay, no matter how disciplined you think you have with your sex life, guys, sex before marriage is the main cause of all these sexual diseases. Okay, unexpected or undesirable pregnancies, which most cases leads to abortions. Now, guys, I know we're fighting, for this right of abortions and things like that, but you gotta understand, guys, this is really only affecting the black community at the end of the day, guys. So, in the black community of New York, there are more abortions than babies being born. And now, if I'm telling you that we're the chosen ones, guys, you can understand why the white people don't care that you get your abortion rights or not. Because look, their job is being done. We're aborting more babies than babies being born. Like we're wiping our futures out. Like we always do anyway. Like this is what we do as black people. But also, like Sodom, America even have a month for homosexualities. Guys, we are now going through a virus outbreak called monkeypox, which seems to be a sexual encounter between men. Now, guys, this is sick. This is yeah, this like the it was fun, starting this study, but the more I went on, like America is just a sick country, bro. I don't. But now, if we look at the TVs, like we look at TV, we look at the music videos. Not even if they're pushing just homosexuality, but guys, it's very explicit. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we was like 10, 9 years old, we can easily go to like, you know what I'm saying, a channel or something and just put on just put on a music video. But now you put on a music video now, like, you know, at 12, you know, trying to watch 106 in Park, the 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 explicit game is different. Like, it's way more explicit. You know, they're seeing way more stuff now. Like, but now if we look at, you know, schools and stuff. Now remember that Michelle Obama went with a bunch of transgenders to a preschool, not a kindergarten, to a preschool, guys, and had these transgenders and drag queens read books to these preschoolers. It was the most terrifying thing I ever saw. But you know, they're trying to push this into sports, guys. This this lifestyle of homosexuality is being pushed. Okay, now currently we in the midst of abortion rights and LGBT freedom, guys. This is this is real, guys. So you look at, why would God judge America? You know, these are just the facts. Okay, so if we look at Revelation 18 verse 22, the music of harpists and musicians, pipers and trumpets will never be heard in you again. Guys, what does it sound like? The music industry, guys. Now, I'm a hip hop fan. You know, I love the lyricism of things. I love the bars, right? You know, I love all that. But guys, these celebrities are evil, bro. Look at Travis Scott, bro. That was a ritual he did. You know what I'm saying? No cap. You know, you look at, you know, Kendrick Lamar, bro. He he literally just blasphemed Jesus. You know what I'm saying, on stage, guys. This, bro. He's trying to. I'm not about to go there down there, man. But you know, I'm not. You know, y'all want to look at art and, you know, and be, you know, influenced by these people. That's fine. But you know, I'm not. That stuff don't move me. You know, someone crying on the stage. You know, that don't move me at all. Um, so if we look at the music industry of America, how much did we influence the world and give the earth a blueprint for entertainment? Through entertainment, whether by music or television, of movies and shows, it's through explicit content, whether by drugs, sex, and murder. This is not limited to hip hop, but also rock and roll in hundreds of American movies. American artist is getting about 1 billion views on YouTube alone. They don't even have to be signed to a label, bro. Alright, so Revelation 18, verse 11. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their cargoes anymore. Now, what country of today buys so much cargo that if it falls, the global dollar will collapse? Guys, that's only one country. That's America, guys. Guys, if America falls, a whole new world order would need to be started, guys. A whole new reset needs to happen. So if we go to Revelation 17, verse 1, one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and said to me, "Come, and I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters." So, okay, it seems like America is going to get it 2 times, bro, and the last time is by tsunami. Okay, the first time is by war. So if we go to Jeremiah 51, verse 13, "Oh, thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundance in treasures, thy end is come, thy measurement of thy comeliness." Okay, so guys, comeliness, yeah, so a comeliness, okay, basically it's the last commandment, okay, it's the 10th commandment, okay, jeez. And yes, generally it means to desire of worldly things or material things. But specifically, it's to desire of what you're not entitled to, or desire what is not yours. This explains America debt, America different wars, America slaves, the human trafficking in America. This explains America to the T. Okay, but if we live in a luxurious life, okay, of an American, all the malls, the shopping centers. We are the only country where we can get like and eat food any like we are the only country where we have food that that is from everywhere in the world. Everybody come here for education, to in a new kind of living, because China, all them is like communist and like crazy and stuff. So they be coming here, because this is we all chill or whatever. But like we are the modern day Babylon. Now I'm not just saying that America is Babylon, like like this conversation is over. I'm just saying that if you look at the modern day Babylon and fit it to America, whether I'm saying that Babylon is really America or not, we all got to agree here that America is the best country to fit the land of Ur, where Abraham was at, in Babylon, guys. This is all facts. But we understand that Babylon is represented as an eagle, okay, in Ezekiel 17 and Daniel 7. But interesting enough, guys, the bear in Daniel 7 represents who? You guessed it. The Medites, guys, the Russians. And I'm claiming, okay, who I'm claiming to be Russians, guys. You can't make this stuff up, guys. In this time of day, who is the bear? Which country is the bear, guys? It's the Russians, guys. Now, Daniel 7, that bear in biblical times was talking about Medes, okay, ancient Russia. Okay, that is facts. It's all in Daniel 7. Okay, do it yourself. Okay, I don't need to push nothing to you here. Okay, I don't need to I don't need to scare y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was just at the mall shopping the other day. Trust me, I don't necessarily want America, okay, to get destroyed or whatever. They got good Netflix movies and stuff. But the wings were on the lions, right? Now remember in Daniel 7 that the eagle wings were on the lion, because the lion had wings of an eagle. Well, remember the lion in Babylon represents goddess. Now this is not in the Bible or anything, but no, the goddess Ishtar in Babylon, okay, in historical documents is really a lion. This is facts, guys. And Babylon is seen as in like a that they wore like young lions and growled like lion cubs. If we go to Jeremiah 51:38, this Babylon is also known as the daughter Babylon. Jeremiah 51 verse 33. Guys, so we understand that England, okay, who is our mother in this time of day, right? Guys, what is their symbol? It's a lion. You can't make this stuff up, people. So Daniel 7 is making a parallel example how the daughter Babylon symbol of an eagle wings is cut off, guys. So Jeremiah 50:12, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that born you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, a desert. Guys, this is you go back in history, you try to find me the mother of the Babylonian Empire. You let me know how that go. Okay, if you go to Jeremiah 50 verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north countries, and they shall set themselves in a range against her. From this she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty men expert. None shall return in vain. So in ancient days, Cyrus the Great did come from the north. Now this is all facts. So if anyone wants to have this case that Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 59, they're trying to make a case that this verse is talking about Cyrus the Great. They can, because Cyrus the Great did come from the north in 539 BC to destroy Babylon. But we also got to consider that, guys, in this time of day, Russia quickest way to America is the North. Guys, they would, if they want to make an invasion, they would need to come from the North, because anywhere else they would be detected. Remember, we're protected by all these waters, guys. So they would, the best route is to come from Alaska. You understand? I know this is getting scary and deep, but this is all facts. So if we go to Jeremiah 50 verse 41, look, an army is coming from the north, a great nation, and many kings are being stirred up from the ends of the earth. Guys, okay, Cyrus the Great was not ends of the earth to Babylon, but Russia is to America. And also, Cyrus the Great didn't have many kings with him. It was only him. Okay, Jeremiah 51, verse 42. The sea has come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitudes of water. Guys, this never happened in history to Babylon. Okay, Jeremiah 51, verse 44. I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yeah, the walls of Babylon shall fall. So understand that Baal was a god that was worshipped by Canaanites. And you know the guys who came to America first with some Hebrews. So guys, the rituals of a god Baal is when you sacrifice your children. Guys, you put your children in a fire, okay, which is Baal mouth. Now, when we talk about abortions, there are simply understandings that must be considered by great importance with no judgment being passed. But anybody can tell you about yourself when they are not in your shoes. And this is all facts. Guys, anyone can say, anyone can judge you off the decision you make when they're not in your shoes. But, wait until, one of their loved ones get raped. I bet they would convince their loved ones to abort the baby so fast. So, this abortion thing I'm bringing up, I'm not trying to pass judgment here. But, if we just talk about the babies, just the baby inside your stomach alone, before we talk about me and you, we can all agree that the baby in the stomach, is pure. Okay, it never sinned before. So guys, this is the most purest of any existence of life. Okay, in reality, they are the real saints, guys. But if we just look at the facts, guys, fetus can feel pain. Guys, the fetus through this process can feel pain. Guys, and if we talk about the, that you gotta put your children in a fire, which is Baal mouth. Well, guys, if we look at the different methods of abortion, the main one used to be saline solution, that it will burn your tissue. It will burn the baby's tissues inside your stomach. It will go for the most delicate tissues of the babies. But now, that even if you take a pill, the baby gets into a cardiac arrest, guys. It has a seizure, guys. And by the fourth week of a baby, it gains reflexes. Like, it can, basically, what all I'm saying, guys, it can definitely feel pain. So, with all this being said, guys, y'all trying to pray, that America don't suffer nothing. Guys, you can't pray that away, guys, because since 1975, there have been more than 100 million abortions in the U.S. Guys, America is done, bro. God is coming back to avenge that. Ain't no praying that away. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, give your life to Jesus. God is not about to let America off the hook, bro. Look what's going on. But if we read Jeremiah 51, verse 48, then heaven and earth and all that is in them will shout for joy over Babylon. For out the north the shores will attack her. Guys, now this is sad. This is bitter. This is breathtaking. But God is having a blast up in heaven, bro. The heavens and the earth is happy. This is happening. Guys, and we look at this time of day, guys, you know who's going to be the biggest happy besides American enemies? South America. South America is going to be some happy people. Guys, I'm going to tell you who else is going to be happy. France. France is going to be happy because, I know we don't like to research things and things like that. But guys, we done played them on some planes, guys. And I actually think some shipping of some planes or whatever, and I think it has to do with weapons, some weapon importing, and we basically jugged them, and to get something and to get more off of them more than we were supposed to. And guys, we basically played Emmanuel Macron, guys, and I think he's gonna play us inside with Putin at the very end. Jeremiah 51 verse 56. A destroyer will come against Babylon. Her warriors will be captured, guys, and their bows will be broken. So, guys, in this time of day, okay, their bows will be broken. Now, guys, if we look at Jeremiah 51, verse 30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They become as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Guys, forborne to fight. They can't fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burnt her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Guys, in this time of day, that sounds like an EMP. I'm just saying, that sounds like an EMP, bro. Forborne to fight. And for lo, I will and remember, this is the hammer of the earth. Jeremiah 51 just said that this was the hammer of the earth, but yet they're forborne to fight. How was you the hammer of the earth and now you forborne to fight now? You know what I'm saying? Your bars are broken. You know what I'm saying? God became his women. You know what I'm saying? This is what the verses are saying. This is what God is saying. God got those jokes. But ultimately, guys, that sounds like an EMP. Alright, so, for lo, I will raise against, okay, I already read that. Okay, no, matter of fact, I'm going to read it again. So, guys, now remember that verse, it says that their arrows shall be as of mighty men, as of mighty expert men. Guys, how can arrows, okay, be mighty men? Guys, that sounds like ballistic missiles. Guys, this in that time of day, an arrow as like a mighty man, an arrow that's active, like a machinery that's active, that will be ballistic missiles in this time of day. And Jeremiah 51 verse 11, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. So guys, if we go to, 1 Corinthians 26 verse 15, and we try to look at that word device, because I was trying to look up the word device in Hebrew, and it was really more of a mindset type thing, like it's a plot, like they're setting they're planning on you. But because of the way this verse is set up, for his devices against Babylon, it looked like an actual particle. But so I found First Chronicles 26 verse 15. He made in Jerusalem inventions, a device of a inventor, to be on the towers and on the corners, to shoot with arrows and with great stones, and his name go out unto a distance. For he hath been wonderfully helped till he hath been strong. So guys, even in this time of day, they're making a device where this thing is shooting bows. Now in that time of day, this will be missiles. Alright guys, so this was a long video. I got some ways to go, but guys, I wanted to end this just with a few things. Okay, if I can find it. So guys, Putin did a speech March 1st in 2018. basically Putin was basically flexing what type of weapons he had. Because we had put so much sanctions on Russia to stop Putin from developing these missiles. And he was basically telling us like, yo, yeah, your plan didn't work. Basically, guys, these missiles that he created two types. He created the air that can be undetected, so which means it can be undetected by our defense intercept ballistic missiles, which means it can dodge these missiles. So that's for the air. Now he also got some for the water, where it can shoot from the water. It can shoot the air or any boats or anything that is inside the water, undetected. I'll say that again, undetected, guys. And we know when they say undetected, this makes sense because we know that Russia got the capability of cyber attacks and things like that. All right, KGB, like this is what they do. But we're living in very interesting times. What else I wanted to talk about? Okay, and let's talk about this Gog and Magog war. Like, you guys need to shut up. Okay. So guys, so y'all read Ezekiel 38, and y'all want to say that that's when Jesus comes back. Boy, where? Let me know where, because if we go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 7 through 8, when the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle, and the numbers that are like sand on the seashore. Guys, this Gog and Magog war is not happening in our time of day. Sorry to break it to you. Russia is not Gog, okay? And even when Russia comes against Israel, the Armageddon is not the same as Gog and Magog. This is proof right here. Armageddon comes the sixth bowl. Gog and Magog comes after the 1,000 years is over. So y'all got y'all prophecies all mixed up. And also, before I end this video, guys, this is very heartbreaking and all that. But let's get one thing straight. America deserves this. Okay, this is the point of all of this, guys. America deserves this. God is going to do what he's going to do. Okay, now I know, some of y'all don't like God, and I know some of y'all, y'all read some of his stories, especially about the two bears killing like 42 children and stuff like that. I know, that, our Father, he can get angry, he can do things like, throw thousands of his Israelites in an earthquake, and I can name like a bunch of things that I know for a fact y'all would disagree with the God of the Bible. Okay? What I'm here to tell you is, it is what it is. Okay? This is all facts. God is coming for this country, America, bro. And it all makes sense because he is putting up the spirit into these countries to do this to America. Guys, anyone who wants to war with America is crazy. It takes God to do it. It takes God's spirit to put their mindsets here to do it, guys. Iran, North Korea, China, in history with Russia, this four alliance, just Iran and Russia alone, never happened in history. Never happened in history. This is new. Russia and China, with North Korea, Iran, they're all nuclear capable power. Listen, man, give your life to Jesus, bro. I don't know what y'all want me to say here. I mean, I got 5 other videos besides this one, and this is my main point. My next video is probably gonna be about the 144,000, but that's probably gonna be one of my last. Like, this is really all I could do for you guys. I mean, I don't know what more proof y'all want, but guys, give your life to Jesus, bro. It's over with. Yo, what you're mad because I'm saying America is Babylon? You're mad because I'm saying America's gonna get destroyed. Boy, you was in slavery. Your ancestors was in slavery. Cops is still killing us. Like, what are y'all mad about? Y'all just mad because y'all in the middle of it. That's the only thing I'm mad about. But y'all know dang well America deserves it. Y'all know America deserves it. So we need to stop crying. All right, peace out.